members of the presidency, our General Secretary, our Chairman of the NDC, distinguished commissioners of the National Development Planning Commission, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to inaugurate and swear in the 8th National Development Planning Commission members. Established under Articles 86, 87 of the 1992 Constitution, the Commission's mandate was further reinforced by Act 479 of 1994. These provisions empower the Commission to prepare national development plans, monitor and evaluate the performance of government programs, and provide informed advice to the President and Parliament through rigorous research and policy analysis. This is a significant mandate that demands broad consultation and active engagement with citizens across all sectors of society. Over the years, the Commission has upheld this responsibility, and I trust that under your leadership, it will continue to do so with renewed diligence, integrity, and commitment. Article 36(5) of the Constitution enjoins the President to present a coordinated program of economic and social development policies to Parliament within 2 years of assuming office. Since 1994, this task has been carried out in close collaboration with the Commission. And I'm pleased to note that preparations are underway for my administration's next coordinated program. My office stands ready to support this important process, as the program will reflect not only the vision and policy priorities of this government, but also the collective aspirations of the Ghanaian people. This coordinated program will also be the foundation for the following medium-term National Development Policy Framework, as has been the practice. This framework will guide the operations of ministries, departments, agencies, and metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies over the next 4 years. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to briefly address an issue of growing national interest, and that is the urgent call for a long-term national development plan. Ghanaians increasingly demand a stable and predictable path for national development that transcends our electoral cycles and partisan politics. Here I'm reminded of the words of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in his visionary 7-year development plan, and he stated, "The economic policies will lack direction and consistency unless they are firmly related to a clear vision of the structure of the economy towards which we are moving. It is only in the longer view," he said longer view, "that it is rational to project any really radical transformation of our economic system." And he goes on to say, "In the very short period, we remain prisoners of our past." And so there already Nkrumah was projecting that we should have a longer view of our path of development. Indeed, nearly 70 years after independence, our economy continues to rely heavily on a narrow range of primary commodities with limited diversification and value addition. This reality reflects the persistence of structural constraints that continue to hold us back, proof that in many respects we remain, as Nkrumah said, prisoners of our past. Since the completion of the 40-year National Development Plan in 2017, under the leadership of Dr. Nee Mue Thompson, not Moy, Nee Mue Thompson, who now returns to chair the Commission, other frameworks with similar long-term ambitions have emerged. Notable among these are the Ghana Beyond Aid Charter, the Ghana at 100 Long-Term Development Framework, and the Vision 2057 Perspective Framework. I urge the Commission to consolidate all these various efforts into a coherent, inclusive, and forward-looking national development plan. This must be done in close collaboration and consultation with Parliament and the people's representatives to ensure that the final plan reflects a broad national consensus and is subject to regular review in response to evolving domestic and global challenges. The task before you is immense, but I'm confident in your collective expertise, experience, and commitment. Let us work together to deliver a development plan that charts a bold and transformative path for our dear nation, Ghana, and one that will guide future generations and liberate us from the limitations of our past. I congratulate you on your appointments, and I wish you success in your work ahead, and may your work be fruitful to guide Ghana into a future of immeasurable possibilities. I thank you.
I would like to thank you for entrusting us with such an important responsibility. And on behalf of all the commissioners, I'd like to pledge our commitment to fulfill to the best of our ability the duties and obligations that come with this responsibility. I would also like to take the opportunity to shed more light on the structure and work of the Commission for the benefit of the media as well as the general public. There are 37 commissioners, a reduction from 49 in the past. It may still seem large, but they work through 8 subcommittees in the following areas: the economy, with a focus on fiscal and monetary policies, and here I'd like to give a nod to the 2 men of the moment, Dr. Forsen and Dr. Johnson Isiama. We will be working closely with them in drawing on their experience and knowledge. The number 2 is transport and logistics, which will be critical to the development of a 24-hour economy. Number 3, energy and private sector development. Number 4, agriculture and natural resources. 5, employment, productivity and earnings. 6, public sector reforms and governance. 7, social development. And 8, infrastructure and land use. Services for district assemblies from Accra does not only undermine the ability of these district assemblies to manage their own affairs, but it also constitutes the extraction and repatriation, if I may use my old Marxist language, they constitute the extraction and repatriation of wealth from district assemblies around the world to Accra. It aggravates inequality and undermines the constitutional objective of equitable development. And so we will do everything in our power and within our mandate, Mr. President, to support you to further deepen this major step in decentralization. I thank you once again on behalf of my fellow commissioners.